What a game last night. I know a lot of people work early, so maybe you didn't get to see the game that ended, seemed like at 2 a.m. last night, but man, what an absolute show the Rockets put on. If you went to bed early, if you went to bed after the first quarter, you didn't even get half of the story of last night's game up against the Suns. I'm going to tell you all about it and what it means for the Houston Rockets moving forward into the NBA playoffs. Before I do, help me get to 1,000 subscribers. We are so close. All we need is 221 of y'all to go down and hit that subscribe button. You get free Rockets content all year long, daily videos around this team, and watch parties. I'm going to be going live this Friday for Rockets T-Wolves, so don't miss out. Make sure you hit that sub button for the fastest growing Rockets channel here on YouTube. All right, if you missed last night's game, it was half basketball game, half fight night, right? Like, these two teams were going at it. A lot of bad blood, and that's going to happen when you have an absolute, blockbuster trade that happened this past offseason. Obviously, the Suns sent Kevin Durant to the Rockets. The Rockets sent Dillon Brooks. They also sent Jalen Green to the Suns. And a little bit of bad blood, a little bit. Amen Thompson talked about it after the game. He said, "That's my brother. This is what practice used to be like." But it seemed a little bit more than that last night, right? Like, the Suns, they gave a, tribute video to Bradley Beal. They did not do that for Kevin Durant last night. And these two teams, the Suns first quarter, they came out all over the Rockets in that first quarter. They were going after them on defense, on offense. It was a bloodbath, and both teams were getting really physical. Reed Shepherd even got in the mix a little bit. KD and Dillon Brooks were going at it. Obviously, you saw the picture earlier of Jalen Green and Amen Thompson. They got in a little, a little kerfuffle at the beginning of the game. But these two teams were fighting. They were scrapping, clawing, and the Rockets, they came out on top, 119-105. Kevin Durant made some clutch threes late in this game. 24 points, the leading scorer for your Houston Rockets. Devin Booker, he was kind of scaring me at the beginning of the game. If you just watched the first quarter, you would have thought Devin Booker was going to have a 50-piece last night because he was making everything. He ends up with 31. Jalen Green finished the game with 15 points, 3 rebounds. Amen Thompson had himself a game, almost a triple-double, 22 points, 11 rebounds, 8 assists, 3 steals. Jabari Smith Jr. had another really good game as well, 20 points, 6 rebounds, 1 block. And the one thing I'll say about this game was it showed some grit. This Rockets team, they got pushed around. It was like a, Rocky movie at the beginning of the game. They got knocked onto the mat a couple times, but they got right back up, and they took it to the Suns in the second half. And I absolutely love that. This Rockets team, they're making me feel things. They're making me feel like we got a chance to do something in the playoffs with how they're playing in the past couple of weeks, how Ime Udoka has his team playing. I will also say, Producer Lopez, I don't know if you knew this, Rockets are undefeated since we started the channel. I'm just saying, the Rockets are undefeated since I started Rockets Today. That's all I'm saying. But if you agree with me, if you love the grit that this team is playing with right now, and if you're excited for some playoff basketball in the H, go down there, spam those H's in the comment section for me, because maybe it's false hope. Maybe I'm delusional. But I think we can maybe make a run here in the NBA playoffs, depending on the seed, depending on who we match up with in round one. I'm starting to feel pretty good about this Rockets team. If you agree with me, go down there and spam those H's down in the comments section. Now, coming up on today's show, I'm going to tell you why last night's victory was so important for the Houston Rockets, because, we're getting into crunch time. Only 3 games left in the season, and every single game matters at this point. First reason, back-to-back gritty wins. Back-to-back games where you had to claw back into it. I guess not claw back into it against the Warriors. Claw back on top after letting a lead dissolve. But either way, 2 wins in a row in raucous environments. You were at Golden State, at Phoenix, where those crowds were into it. Those crowds, they were both playoff-like atmospheres. And you pulled out gutsy wins in both of them, beating the Warriors by 1, and then you put away the Suns by, 14 last night. Like, the Rockets, they are showing toughness. They are showing a next level mentality in these final games down the stretch of the regular season, which I personally love to see in this squad. Obviously, the second reason is they continue to climb in the standings, right? This is good news for your Houston Rockets. As I mentioned, every game matters. And right now, they don't have the head-to-head up against the Lakers, but I will say the Lakers still without Luka. They have a couple tough games remaining, and the Rockets could easily jump them for that 4 seed and get home court advantage during the playoffs. Maybe you catch the Nuggets, maybe you don't. They're, a game ahead of you. But in the same time, right, like the Rockets, they can move up and they can technically still get the 3 seed, even though I actually do think their best matchup right now would be to go against the Lakers in round 1, especially with the injuries that they're dealing with Austin Reeves, with Luka Doncic. The Lakers' remaining games, and the Rockets, if they win out, the Lakers, they just got to lose one of these games, and the Rockets jump them in the standings. They play the Warriors, the Suns, and the Jazz. So, obviously, the Jazz, worst team in the West. But the Suns, they showed some fight last night up against the Rockets, and then same with the Warriors. So, a couple, tough games remaining for Los Angeles. And then you go to the Denver Nuggets, currently at the 3 seed. They're playing up against the Grizzlies. Not a good team this year. But the Thunder and Spurs. But the only thing with this, though, why I'm saying I don't really necessarily believe that the Rockets can go ahead and surpass the Nuggets. One, the Nuggets, they own the tiebreaker up against the Rockets. And also, if the Thunder win one more game, they clinch the number 1 seed. It's all said and done. They really have nothing to play for. So if they win their next game, they might actually rest their starters up against the Nuggets because you don't really have anything to play for at that point. You already locked up the number 1 seed in the Western Conference. So I foresee the Nuggets probably beating the Grizzlies, and then you never know. At that point, they might be playing 2 G League teams in the Thunder and Spurs for the final 2 games of the regular season. We'll have to see. But I feel much better about the Rockets' chances to move up to 4 than I do of them going all the way up to the number 3 seed. The last reason why this game was so huge, though, you see the young players on this Houston Rockets team evolving and getting hot at the right time. The guy who I've pinpointed in the past week and a half, 2 weeks, who has really upped his game, Jabari Smith Jr. His last 4 games, he has been awesome for this Rockets squad. Last night up against the Suns, he had 20 points, 6 rebounds, a block, was shooting 38.5% from 3-point range. Then you go to his game against the Warriors. He had some massive buckets down the stretch for the Rockets in that game. 23 points, 9 rebounds. He shot 75% from behind the arc. Then you go to the Jazz, 18 points, 5 rebounds, 50% from 3-point range. And then against the Bucks, 12 points, 7 rebounds, 2 blocks, and 25% from 3. Jabari Smith Jr. has really been turning it on as of late, and that is great news for this Rocket squad because I think their best basketball is when Jabari Smith Jr. is playing hot. Another guy who has been really good as of late and been getting more reps in the starting lineup is Reed Shepherd. I've showed you his stats plenty of times whenever he starts. Right now, 20 starts this season. The Rockets, they're 16-4. He's averaging 15.2 points per game when he starts. These are his starting numbers, by the way. 5 assists per game, 42.4 percentage from the field, 38.9 from 3, 2.1 steals to only 1.7 turnover per game. I think Reed Shepherd is a really big key to really get this Rockets team going. I mean, you can't tell me whenever he hits a deep 3 from the logo, and he's really good for one of those a game, that doesn't get this Rocket squad pumped up. And then Amen Thompson, right? He is one of the, big 3 for this Rockets trio, the 3-headed monster that the Rockets have, right? You think of Alperen Sengun, Kevin Durant, and the third guy on that list is Amen Thompson. And his numbers right here, they don't really reflect how good he's been for this squad in 77 games. 18 points, 5.3 assists. Really, the rebounding is where Amen Thompson, I think, makes his money. 7.8 rebounds per game, 52.9% from the field, 1.5 steals, 0.6 blocks, but his defensive effort is, bar none, best in the league, right? You saw it in that game up against Golden State. They were trying desperately to get Steph Curry away from Amen Thompson. The amount of off-ball screens, the amount of movement that the Warriors did to make sure that Amen Thompson wasn't guarding Steph Curry was, I mean, it was like he ran a marathon out there to get away from Amen Thompson, because he is undoubtedly the best defender, the best perimeter defender in the NBA. In my opinion, I do think he should get first team All NBA defensive team honors. Will he get that? I'm not sure, but I think he is definitely deserving. And this Rockets young core, this Rockets team is getting hot at the right time. And last night just showed, even though they had a horrendous first quarter, they were able to put that behind him, play the rest of the 3 quarters, and get the W up against the Phoenix Suns. All right, that's all I have for you on today's show, folks. If you want to hit me up on Twitter, you can do so at Jeremy Chuggs. My DMs are always open. And if you made it to the end of the video, well, I'm doing something right. Me and producer Lopez on the ones and twos are getting you all the information, all the latest news, all the latest rumors around your Houston Rockets. So go down and hit that subscribe button. Help us get to 1,000 subs and join the fastest growing Rockets channel here on YouTube.